friends, I'm Pastor Carrie. Welcome to Storytime. We are in our second week of Lent, and we have been thinking about God calling us. God calls us, God sends us, and this is exciting news. We've been reading this week in the Gospel of Matthew about Jesus talking to his disciples about sending them out. Jesus had called the disciples. Jesus had lived with the disciples. Jesus had died for and was buried for and rose again for the disciples. And now Jesus was sending the disciples out to do the work, asking them to put feet to their yes to God. And we hear about this wonderful good news that when God calls and God sends, that Jesus promises to be with us wherever we go, whatever we're called and sent to do. And that just shows how much God loves us. So this week I have a story, a book about God. It's written by Florence Mary Fitch, and the illustrations or the pictures are by Henry Sorensen. And it talks about how God is with us everywhere, every place, inside of everything. And that's good news inside of our Lenten journey. So let's get started. Everyone wonders about God. Sometimes on a sunny afternoon, we look up at the sky. Sometimes on a winter night, when the stars are big and bright, we think about God and wish we could see God. But we don't need to see God to know what God is like. We only need to think about the things that are like God. The sky is like God, bright by day with the light of the sun, restful and friendly at night with moon and stars. The sun is like God. It's always shining. Flowers turn their faces toward the sun. Trees stretch out their branches to reach the sunshine. And they spread their leaves till everyone receives the light. The sun draws each growing thing unto itself and gives it life and strength. Even on cloudy days, we see the sun's light and feel its warmth. Even at night, when we cannot see the sun, the moon reflects some of its light. The air is like God. Air is all around us. Even though we don't see it, we feel its warmth and its coolness. Without air outside us and within us, we cannot live. Without God, we cannot live. The rain is like God's love, falling gently upon the earth, filling rivers and streams and springs. We do not see the rain feeding the roots of plants and helping the seeds to sprout. But we see the grass grow and flowers blossom and the fruit ripen. We see God's life in every growing thing, in trees all beautiful with little leaves in spring, deep and green with the cool dark shade of summer, burning bright with colors of fall, in winter, loveliest of all. The mountains and hills are like God, guarding families and homes, protecting them from storms that sweep around them. When we look up at the hills, we think about God. And we remember the sea that stretches on and on, far beyond our sight, the sea that on the surface moves as it will, but deep down is quiet and still and full of mystery. God is like the sea. All things beautiful are like God. God is like all these and more. No one can count the stars in the sky. No one can count the ways God shows his love to you and to me. All right, friends, take care, and we'll see you next week.